Well, it's that time of year again in the hockey world, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody has anything to do because there's no hockey, so we're going to get political correct social justice warriors out there. And apparently some lesbian failed Matt in his driver's exam. Is that right, Matt?
That Ellen DeGeneres dyke.
Summer in the crease. It's LBC. And like I said before, this is the time of year when all the reporters start getting in fights and there's like big Twitter wars. Last year we kind of got a little break from it because everybody's fighting over Patrick Kane, which I think is like a year ago today that story broke, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But what normally happens is this time of year in the hockey world, you know, like Harrison Mooney gets in trouble for DMs, you know, which if you ever read them, they're not that bad anyway. Send in hockey. Who would want to fuck a hockey blogger anyway? I mean, Jesus Christ. You're Harrison Mooney. You can sing. You got a real good job here on Puck Daddy. You know, I'm shooting for the stars. That's what I'm doing. I'm shooting for the stars. What's going on, chat? Snoozer. Mackenzie, Pure. Getting your hockey fix this time of year. And then I got Keemstar yelling, looking for Colossal, because we haven't recorded the beta podcast yet. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm going to get this shit on Twitter. Well, no, we haven't recorded it yet. But anyway, Bobby Hull, he was elected into the Winnipeg Jet Hall of Fame. And there is a whole bunch of controversy about it. And this is why you do shit like this during the year when there's too much to cover and you don't do it now. Because apparently, I did a little research, and I didn't know this. I wonder if you knew this, Matt, because he's a fellow Canadian. Bobby Hull has been arrested for assaulting his wife, assaulting a police officer, and he was accused in the early 90s of actually beating his wife by one of his ex-wives. And it was a little disappointing for me to hear all this because I'll be honest with you, I was looking, you know, in a world where people get, you know, accused, you know, the two Kane brothers from another mother get accused of false rape allegations or stuff that just really doesn't pan out. And this attitude we had towards, you know, if a woman says it, it has to be treated as if it's fact. Mm-hmm. I tried to sort of like, well, maybe this is a similar situation. It's not. Not at all. Apparently, Bobby Hull was not the greatest guy in the whole world, at least at one time. Yeah. This one of the incidents was chronicled by a ESPN documentary. Holy Christmas. Oh, so, well, the Jets want to put him in their Hall of Fame because it's not even the Jets. It should probably because the Winnipeg Jets aren't really the Winnipeg Jets, but
should be technically the Coyotes.
Yeah, they're technically the Coyotes.
Yeah, give
Coyotes
that franchise something to cheer about.
Yeah, if I was the Winnipeg Jets or the Phoenix Coyotes owner, I would just put Bobby Hull in there just to piss everybody off.
Well, nobody's gonna go to see it anyway.
Yeah, why not? Why not just have it? Put his name in the put his number in the rafters. Why not? But what happened is Hull and Gordie Howe and a lot of other players, including the Howe sons, they went to play in a league called the WHA in the late 60s, early 70s. And one of the ways that the WHA was able to compete with the National Hockey League, teams like the Quebec Nordiques, the Hartford Whalers, the Edmonton Oilers, the Houston Aeros, they got big names that guys that were on the tail end. And it gave Gordie Howe another 10 years in his career until the Hartford Whalers were eventually absorbed.
Oh, okay, so it was WCW or TNA.
It was kind of. But yeah, you know, in a lot of ways, it was like WCW. And it was a pretty good league, too. Let's talk about some of the talent that it produced. Mike Gardner, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier. It's pretty fucking good hockey players.
Mark Messier.
My brother, Mark Messier.
And Patrick Roy.
Shout out to
Easily
French
one of
Pan.
the greatest videos.
Might be the greatest video of my history. So I'm not. Look, here's the thing: the Jets are defending this, and they're basically saying that they're putting him in based on his on ice play. Bobby Hull's one of the best players ever walked the planet. Golden Jet, he was amazing. He obviously wasn't an amazing human being. And I'm just going to leave this at this, and I'm going to ask you guys. If you have a problem with this and you want to go SJLW, trigger and freak out, you might be within your, you might be, look, it's your opinion. If you don't want this guy being honored, but do take some thought into the other argument. What are we going to do? Just put nice guys that suck in our Hall of Fames,
You want to end this debate whether he should be in a Hall of Fame or not?
Yeah, well, I mean, does he belong in the Winnipeg? Nobody probably deserves it more. He's probably the most important
Well,
player
yeah.
besides Teemu Selanne for the Winnipeg Jets. And what, Selanne played there 3 years?
I didn't even know a Winnipeg Jets Hall of Fame existed.
Well, it does now. It's got Bobby Hull in it. Well,
Ty Cobb is in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and he was one of the biggest assholes.
yeah, he's an asshole, but a lot of the stuff they're finding out that he was a bigot and a racist and a maniac, and he fired guns off on his deathbed is complete bullshit. My father went to. I should send you to my dad. He went to a lecture about this. How this guy just did some real serious research. The guy who made that book Cobb and that became the movie, which is badass, by the way. Turns out he made most of the shit up. None of it was true. But that going on. But I mean, let's take Ty Cobb for example. I mean, let's say he was the racist guy. What are you gonna do? Pull him out of the Hall of Fame? He led the league in hits it up until.
They're showing what he did on the field. It doesn't really matter.
You should separate his career from his personal life.
Should we? Though?
I
mean,
think
I
so.
don't know. What if he's a murderer?
Well, yeah, it's not like he went to a daycare center and shot up the place.
That brings up the conversation. What's the line? He did beat a woman.
I think the line would be death.
Murder? What
Yeah.
about rape?
I'd say probably murder
But
or rape.
do you kind of get
maybe.
the fucking the idea we're having here? I think it's a legitimate debate. I mean, is getting drunk and accidentally killing somebody okay? Like, do we have a line? Like, were we even having this conversation? We don't want to be putting people in our Hall of Fames that are bad people, but at the same time,
if you said he beat up his wife,
yeah,
and I am not saying that's okay.
Yeah.
Let me stress that I'm not saying that's okay.
Yeah.
But in those days, I watched Jimmy Stewart movies and Humphrey Bogart and whatever, and they're slapping women left and right.
yeah,
So-
but that doesn't justify it. I mean.
I know,
but in those
it's
movies
not
are made in
rape
the
or death.
40s. Bobby Hull played in the 60s. It was a different world back then. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, and violent. Yeah, we just said that violence towards women was much more acceptable back then. I think we'd agree on that. We do look at the world in some ways, thankfully, like that in a lot different manner. But I mean, what's the line?
They do the same with Mel Gibson. I saw someone on YouTube. He says, "I'm not going to watch his new movie because of what he's done in the past." Who cares? Watch his movie to watch his movie.
Should
Who cares
O.J.
what he's done in the
Simpson?
past?
Should O.J. Simpson be taken out of the Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You
Though.
kind of had contradicted yourself there.
Well, what did Mel
He's
Gibson
not even
do?
convicted murderer.
He just he
Hey,
insulted
he-
his
he-
wife.
He didn't do it, but he did write a book.
Said
if he
did it. Yeah.
if he would have done it, this is how he would do
I
it.
would have cut that bitch's throat.
Okay, OJ. No, that's the line. The line is
The
passed.
line's
with
OJ. You
Yeah.
racist. It's just because he's black.
Racist.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. I'm not taking calls now. I mean, we don't look like we have a big crowd, but we don't normally on these shows anyway, even though they're like our best shows. I'd be interested to hear what some folks have to say. I don't know. I really wonder. I don't want to clear out the Hall of Fame. I don't know if we should be making moral judgments on these guys. I respect the Winnipeg Jets' decision to honor his on-ice ability. And I can't argue with the people that are outraged about this either. If you want to make your voice heard, you don't. If you're a Jets fan, and you don't want guys that beat women to be honored, then so be it. I don't know if I can't defend this. It's indefensible. His past, did he change? I don't know. Did he find Jesus? I don't fucking know. He's definitely
My
one of
dad
the greats.
met him. He said he was nice.
Yeah, so did one of our fans, Matt Dunphy. He goes to DePaul in Chicago. He said he was a lot of fun. Bobby Hull. We actually had pictures of him. They were showing off Dunphy's Fako Stanley Cup Blackhawks ring, and Golden Jet had the real one. It's big. Look cool.
Ooh.
Look cool. You don't remember that? When Dunphy, I think it was.
Oh yeah, I was on.
Yeah, you were on that episode. Yeah, Dunphy sent it in because he's like the king of Chicago nightlife.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff we're dealing with. Everybody's throwing a fit about it. I don't care where you fall on it. You probably got a decent argument either way. All right, more horse shit. I have a speech to make, I think, about this. Oh God, I really want to take a look at this, boys. This is being called the most racist logo today in hockey history. It's a new one too. It's the Lake Erie Warriors, and it's got I guess it's a Mohawk Indian. It's got a mohawk. I'm guessing. And there's
that is one heck of a sunburn.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like a Native American, Indian, whatever you want to call it.
No, it doesn't look like. Looks like something you'd kill in World of Warcraft. That's what it looks
like. The devil.
It looks like the devil. It looks like something, but that's not Native American.
Yeah.
So shut up.
Well, Greg Wyshynski says, "Congrats, the most racist logo."
They lived here before we did.
Yeah, I suppose. I want to get into this though, on this and the Redskins and the Blackhawks and the colleges that are changing their name from the Red Men to the Red Storm, or what was the college in Minnesota last year? They were like the Sioux Warriors, and now they're
North Dakota. What are
North
the Fighting
Dakota,
Sioux known
Fighting
as now?
Sioux. Damn shame. It's funny. Nobody in my ethnicity is bitching about Notre Dame. Fighting Sioux, whatever it was.
What about the New York Yankees?
Yes, that's racist too towards Americans or Northerners. All right, here's what douchebag had to say.
They're the North Dakota Fighting Hawks now.
And the Canucks.
The Fighting Hawks. That doesn't sound too bad because the Hawk. I don't know. The Lake Erie Warriors are a team in the National Collegiate Prospects Hockey League. I can't believe this thing got approved. I almost want to believe it's a setup. A Tier 2 junior league associated with the Western States Hockey League, which begins play this fall. Brand new team comes up with the logo, Lake Erie Warriors. And then here are the problems. It's 2016, and it features a redskin Native American mascot, howling Mohawk Savage. Yeah, that's his first problem with it. The head is so poorly rendered. Rendered? I don't know, computer? And this looks drawn to me, but I don't know. Is that the same thing? I don't know. That looks like it nestled over a plate of sauce meatballs. It's 2016, and it features redskin Native American mascot. Ha 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 ha. He's done that. I swear to God, he's wrote that before. I don't really know. Remember, kids, he writes, you're only as good as your values. Well, I got to be honest with you. This doesn't offend any of my values. And I'm going to put this. You know what? Fuck this. Because I really should have done this. It doesn't offend Native Americans either. Check this out for boys and girls. What the fuck? It's not capturing. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh man, the capture thing isn't working. That's no wonder it wasn't fucking working. Okay, capture. Damn. Oh man, I wonder if this is a Windows 10 thing. The
struggles.
Yeah, maybe I need to update it something. Yeah, it's not capturing.
I don't even know how to get my webcam to work.
Shut up. Who cares? It's not capturing the windows. That's so bizarre. What the fuck?
I'd offer some money to help you pay to fix that sort of thing, but college is currently sodomizing me. So,
right.
And I'd offer you some money, but I don't want to.
Fair enough.
Shut up.
I was talking to Tommy, not you, Jeff.
Well, still fair enough.
I'm not paying
you. How
about I just make you a permanent intern? All right. It's not only me that doesn't care. Let me digress of this dopey logo. I guess who else doesn't care? Native Americans. They don't give a shit. This is from the Washington Post. New poll finds 9 out of 10 Native Americans are not offended by the Redskin name. Now, That doesn't mean it's not racist, and that doesn't mean that it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not proposing. I'm just proposing to you this. Nobody gives a fuck except the media and hockey hipsters and sports hipsters. Nobody cares. 9 out of 10 Native Americans said they were not offended by the Washington Redskins name, according to a new Washington Post poll that shows a few ordinary Indians are just persuaded by the national movement to change. They have been persuaded by the national movement to change the football team's moniker. A survey of 504 people across every state and district that minds Americans that the minds of Native Americans remain unchanged since a poll in 2004. Or it was just about the same thing. Or it was 8 out of 10. Nobody gives a shit. Except hipsters. Except the self-righteous. Except the social justice warrior. Nobody cares. Now, that doesn't change whether it's racist or not. But even calling a logo like this racist, and I think you could probably come up with a fucking reasonable argument. But no matter how reasonable your argument is, it's subjective. It's only an opinion. You can't prove without a doubt that it's racist. And with my little poll here of Native Americans not giving a shit about Redskins, which I think we can all agree is not a very nice name to call American Indians. I think we could all agree on that.
Sure.
Like, why would this offend them? The simple fact
A warrior.
A warrior. The simple
It's
fact.
a badass.
It's a badass, exactly. You know, the simple fact is the only people that care about this are white. The worst kind of white people, the ones that like to wag their fingers and tell you what to do.
I'll show you what those type of people look like.
Ryan Lampert.
My driving.
So,
there we go.
So, really, I think this is. Look, they're not going to keep the logo. There's no chance in hell that Lake Erie team's going to keep the logo. But I just want to put something out to you guys. I want you to think about something, especially you American folks, and actually Canadians too, because actually the natives have more of a presence in Canada, because most Americans live and die and never even meet an American Indian. They're even lucky enough to meet one. Here's the thing about changing the names of our helicopters and our teams and stuff like that. We're doing it because it's disrespectful to a group of people that were legitimately oppressed and faced hardship, atrocity, some would even say Holocaust. But by getting rid of these names of a former enemy that was really honored and remembered by the military that I served in as some of the fiercest, most wonderful warriors you could meet, a respect for one's enemy, we name our helicopters after them. Not out of disrespect, out of the utmost respect. So if you are so worried as a social justice douche about what's happened to the Indians and the way that they were treated, and no one could possibly argue that they, at very least, got a raw deal. At worst, they were the victim of the American version of a Holocaust. But don't you worry about eliminating these teams that you also crush the memory of what these people went through. If there's no Fighting Sioux, if there's no Chicago Blackhawks, if there's 20 years from now. I mean, I know so many people now that don't even remember when the Berlin Wall fell and how important that was. Don't you worry about the atrocities and the greatness of their warriors, of their warrior culture, just being forgotten and swept under the rug. American Indians have a lot more problems than the Chicago Blackhawks or the Redskins. They have poverty issues. They have alcoholism issues. And that's a hell of a lot more important than you wasting your time and basically virtue signaling. Look at me, I'm white and I'm important and I care and I'm guilty. That is much more important. The American Indians or the natives in Canada, alcoholism is rampant. Gang violence is rampant. Poverty is rampant.
Yeah,
Ain't got nothing to do with the Chicago Blackhawks.
No.
Ain't got nothing to do with the Fighting Sioux. If you really gave a shit, wouldn't you prioritize which you really cared? But no, it's much easier to say, that's racist. It doesn't take a lot of thought at all. And
one of my professors last semester, said he went to a reservation in was it California, somewhere California or Idaho, somewhere northwest out that way. And he said it was one of the most it was the most depressing place he has ever been.
I remember talking to soldiers in the army with, and he says it's just the mindset.
Everything you just described.
Yeah, the mindset and the way of doing things. It's just tough to get. It's tough to get through to them. You know, he was one of the few people in his tribe that just like, I want to go out and I want to do something with my life. I don't want to just stay here. And they're like, well, why would you want to do that? You know, and he had to kind of fight that. You know, the Indians got a raw fucking deal, dude. At least we can honor their warriors. I mean, that's the way I think of the Indians. You know, this
the Blackhawks is my second favorite jersey of all time.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful, beautiful jersey.
Nice uni.
You really want to replace? Everybody knows what it means. It means fierce plains warrior of Illinois and around that area. Do you want it replaced with a bird? Forget what it's about. Forget what those people were. They're practically disappeared as it is. I don't see the good in that. I don't see how it rectifies how they were treated. And here's the thing at the end of the day, my little social justice, white bread, middle class douchebag friends. They don't care as much as you pretend to. So just let it go. It's not that big a deal. All right. Let's go to Danny DeKaiser. Anybody hear what he got? Holy shit.
No, let's hear this though.
$30 million deal for fucking $5 million cap hit. $30 million deal. I mean,
wait, I think I did hear this.
I just like,
whoa.
Yeah, 6-year, $30 million.
The Kaiser?
I don't talk about money.
So many of these deals this offseason have been ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. You know how much I love me some David Backus, but I'm not paying him $6 million a year when he's 36.
Not when the cap is the way it is, for sure. What's your problem, Matt?
No, I'm just reacting to these deals. They're horrible.
It's almost like
he had 8 goals. He had 8 goals.
Yeah, he's a defenseman though.
He had 20 points. 8.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, he's a big part of that team. He breaks up a lot of plays. He's a leader on that team. He's probably going to be the captain one day. But you really got to wonder, like, Detroit's window is closed. The days of Datsuk are over. The days of Mr.
I still think they're going to be. I still think they're going to be in the playoff mix. No doubt.
They might.
But they are not.
So what? They're going out of the first round like they do every year.
They're not cup contenders.
They haven't been the same since Litt's been gone, and they weren't really that much of anything then. After they won that cup and then Litt's hit 40, they're not the same. I don't, it's always every year. It's like, well, you still got to watch the Red Wings. They're still a powerhouse. They're not anymore. No. It's over. They're going to have to
powerhouse. Rebuild. They're a good team, but that's...
But look, if you're making deals like this, and I'm not saying that Danny DeKaiser is not an important part of this hockey team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dumping him, and I'm happy as hell for him. But with the cap the way it is and as low as it is, it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to spend like that. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's almost like the old days over there. The old days are just that. Old, over, done. You know, it's done. It's finished. But I don't know. I don't get it. So, congratulations to Danny DeKaiser, who I think's a fantastic player. I think he may wear the C one day.
I think he is too. But I'm not.
6 years, man. It's a lot of look. I never talk. I think this is the first time I ever talked about money. I don't like it. I like stories. You know,
I'm not saying they're making too much, but in regards to the salary cap,
it's $5 million cap hit.
I'm not going to do that.
$5 million. It's a lot.
I mean, he's not a franchise changer.
He's a once in a while all-star at best. Yeah. He's a good player. I don't like. I hate doing this. But
I'm not saying. And
like I said,
good player.
I'm not into the GM. A lot of guys are in. I don't talk about analytics. I don't talk about GM stuff. It just bores me. It's just not my thing. And I run this fucking channel. I can do what I want.
What time does he brush his teeth in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more interested in their girlfriends and shit, and wins and losses. Who wins? Who loses? I like stories about tough, badasses. The NHL hockey players are my superheroes. You know.
Another deal that I thought was ridiculous was the Yandel deal.
Where did he go?
He went to Florida and he makes $6 million, I think.
Yeah. And why are they spending so much money? They're doing fine.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe the Kaiser said, "Hey, look at Yandel's contract.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to make as much as him."
It's kind of a vicious circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it's a little weird. And somebody sent me something today. One of the games attorney guys, he was like, he said to me, like, what do you think? I'm like, I love Danny, but I would look about dealing Zetterberg or something and see if he could get some value or some, send Zetterberg to Florida, get a draft pick. So some scenario like that. I'm not saying that could directly happen. I don't know if it could or not, but I don't know. I don't even think they're going to be all that dangerous next year. They're not a threat anymore. They don't scare me.
They're a bubble average. Team.
This could be the first year they finally miss. It's been 24, 25 years since they missed.
Well, we've been saying that for like the last...
Yeah, I know, and they always win like the last day, and then somebody like the Columbus Blue Jackets blows it and fucking back their ass and say, but that's not a good team that backs into the playoffs. When was the last they won? 2008? That was the last one they won, or that was the last one they were in. 2007.
No, the last one they were in was 2009. Penguins and Wings back to back, and they split.
Yeah. But even if they do make the playoffs, they usually get raped by the Bruins in the first round or raped by
Tampa.
Tampa's how long have they been a first round exit now?
Pretty a lot. Not enough to justify fucking $30 million deals to Danny Kaiser, tell you that. So like you see guys like Shaw and maybe they get overpaid. It's because they want to keep the team together. They don't want to mess up the chemistry, And
fuck that.
They won.
Fuck chemistry.
They win. But they do something that your team doesn't. They win. The Blackhawks win every other year. It seems. Yeah.
Andrew Shaw is the 4th highest paid forward on the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
He makes more than Brendan Gallagher.
Good. Gallagher.
He's gonna get pissed off when his contract's over. He's gonna ask for $5 million.
Yeah.
Way to go, Bergevin, you kook.
Yeah, which I think. All right, that's where I am at that. Jim Vesey, is that his name? I want to ask you guys about him. A lot of stuff to talk about. I'm talking about? The draft pick that screwed over the Preds?
Predators?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You let me go to school and I'll sign with you. Sure.
Right?
A lot of people are blaming the Preds for that. Well, they should have known better. Wait a minute. This guy just fucked it up for every kid that wants to go to school instead of going right into the NHL. He fucked it up for them. Why can't Vesey get any blame? When they asked him about it, like he thanks them year one for helping him with his education. Year 4, he's like, hey, they knew what they're getting into. So you fucked him. Well, he's on the short list apparently for the Rangers and the Blackhawks. I don't want him. I don't care how good he is. There's a sense of loyalty in the Ranger locker room. They take pride in their uniform. They like being Rangers. I'm not saying they don't want to make the most money and they won't leave if they can't get a better contract. But when they're in that locker room and they're signed, it's a pretty tight knit group. It's original 6 team. There's like a and guys that come in like Peter Nedved and stuff, and they don't kind of get into that sort of Ranger way of doing things or that carrying yourself like a Ranger. You're gone. You don't really last very long. The only guy that lasted long was goddamn Sean Avery. If you're a punk, you're usually gone quick. But Vesey.
Really? I mean, if you knew you're gonna stay there, like when you get going to get your degree, okay, but
he fucked them. He didn't want to play over in Nashville. He wants to play in the original 6 team like every other kid. Who do you want to play for?
Not the Rangers.
Why would you want to play for the Rangers?
Because it's a friggin' shit team.
Not a shit team. You could probably sending your team money.
I'd be ashamed
because all the Frenchies are broke. All the Frenchies are broke.
Take a shower.
They're overtaxed.
We're
probably sending all sorts of money. You should get your hands and knees and kiss the New York Rangers' ass.
We're the most storied franchise in the history of the NHL.
I'm glad you have all that socialism up there in Quebec because the Rangers are probably paying your fucking salaries.
Red, white, and blue. You stole our colors. You're not even original for an original 6 team. Fuck you.
You're white, red, and blue, not red, white, and blue. And how could it be fucking? They're supposed to be cops. They're supposed to be New York cops. Dope. Rangers. Get it? Cops.
Hey, screw you. We're the Habs. The Habs are better.
Yeah, the Habs not. Habs not had a cup in 20 some odd years. Probably never will. You'll probably be older than me by the time they win.
Yeah, man.
When's the last time the Rangers won? A year after the Canadians.
Yeah, it was the last time the Canadians. Yeah, well, it was the last time the Canadians were in a friggin' cup.
That one will last a lifetime, though.
Yeah, it lasted a lifetime. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers. Yeah, and the only reason you won is because of some bullshit with Marty McSorley's stick. You know? Your cup on your stick was so too much. So
stick to the rules. You won't get in trouble if you stick to the rules.
They all fucking fell apart.
You guys are cops.
You guys are asking. Game 1, Kings.
Stick to the rules.
Game 1, Kings Hab. It was fucking murder. I mean, they blew them out of the water. It's like, wow, Gretzky's cruising to his next cup. Fucking old Marty McSorley, who became an offensive defenseman that year. Now we know why. Now we know why, because his curve and his stick could fucking be a boomerang.
Just to tell you, you're an original 6 team. You're an original 6 team, and you won the cup once.
4 times. Fuckhead.
4 times.
4 times. 4 times.
Show you how much a team sucks.
In the minor.
You should be flooded in cups. You should be walking the street
How
and
you
hitting
flooded
cups.
cups? There's only 6 teams in the league. Somebody had to be the loser. What about you guys? The great Montreal Canadiens, rooted in tradition. So traditional, we won't listen to anybody if they say it in English, even if it's the right thing to do.
Guy Lafleur had a nice flow of blonde hair. Messier was bald. A bald douchebag.
Who won more cups than most of the fucking jerks over there.
No, not really.
He won fucking
Guy Lafleur won
4.
more.
Let's see. He won 4. He won 5. He's
Man,
right up.
Henry
Let me tell you something. Mark
has the
Messier's
record
right
for
up
the
there.
most
Mark
cups.
Messier's right up there with some of those dopes. Let me tell you. And I'm sure he's higher than them on the all-time scoring list.
And Ryan McDonough's a fag.
Yeah. Well, so what? I don't care. As long as he knocks your fucking Brendan Gallagher on his ass, he can suck whatever he likes. He can put whatever in your mouth you like. Whatever. It's up to you.
He's not worth Brendan.
Why do I
Gallagher's
care, Brendan?
pizza.
Like you say, call him a fag. Like it's a bad thing. Why do I care?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's up to interpretation.
Frenchie Ben won't. In the chat. Sauron's a Frenchie too. He's a half a Frenchie, and a former Klansman. Yeah, I didn't forget you. All right. Well, Jim Vassy. I don't know. I don't like him. Fuck him. All right. The other stuff I have is Prince. The Minnesota Wild is going to go to Let's Go Crazy by Prince. What do you think of that, Mr. Mackelson? Is that a proper way
Prince.
to honor Prince from Minnesota?
Sure. Fuck. It's a song. Just score goals.
It's fucking Prince.
I care what the song is.
Dun, dun, dun. All excited. Don't know why. Wow, I keep singing like this.
As
I'll get a
long as
copyright
it's not
claim.
used, I don't care.
Did I see that in the NHL 17 beta as
What?
a goal song? I may have. They may have that.
When you gonna make the elevator break? Up, down, up. Uh-oh, Clown's back. I might have to go. Okay, yeah, I just got back from work. We're good. We are good in 2 hours from now. Good. Beta podcast tonight, bitches. I fucking told Keem, where's Clown? Where's Clown? Where's Clown? Where's Clown? Where's Clown? It's like, didn't you tell me you're doing it 6 p.m. Eastern? I don't care. I'm ready to go now. All right. I'm here if you want. I got nothing better to fucking do. No, I guess we're doing it in 2 hours. So you can scrap the fucking NHL stream. Maybe not. We only do like 45 minutes anyway. I like to keep jumping. Oh, the new
Jeff,
NHL 17.
From what you've played in NHL 17, what would you say is the major difference?
It feels a little smoother.
Yeah.
Is it worth $80?
$80?
No, it's 60. It's 60 either way.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Canada, $80 is $60, by the way, over there. Probably not. But what else are you going to do? You're a hockey fan. You have to buy it.
Yeah.
Freshie Ben, welcome to the program.
Welcome. Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, Freshie Ben. We're eating some wine and cheese.
No, not right now, but I'm smoking a cigarette.
Smoking cigarettes.
Le fromage.
The cheese.
The cheese. Is the cheese good, Freshie Ben?
Yes, always.
Always.
Quebec cheese, because we are stubborn and we don't eat anything from elsewhere.
Yes, we are stubborn. Well, your whole culture is pretty stubborn, you have to admit. You know, we will move to North America and pretend we did not and still talk French.
Are we in North America?
We will be like the Amish. You're in North America. We will be like the Amish, but French.
Oh, damn.
Well, I want to hear it. No, pick up the phone. It's okay.
Hello? Hon, hon, hon. Je suis en onde présentement, donc c'est peut-être mieux que...
I want to listen to French Fred.
C'est qui ça?
I wonder what the other person in the other line was.
Je vais te rappeler dans environ 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Jeez. All right. Oh, well, leave Frenchie Ben on. I want to see what he thinks about any of these subjects. We'll let him do a review. Rumors running wild that Evander Kane's going to the Vancouver Knuckleheads. You hearing that in Canada, Mecca Matt?
Voice crack, and no, I haven't heard it.
My voice cracked.
Yes.
Did it?
It did.
Well, it didn't crack as much as yours. Let's see. Shut up. Shut up. Get your webcam to work. Why don't you pass your driver's exam, huh?
Fuck you!
Yeah, you can't even pass. How many times you take it so far? You keep screwing it up.
Dude! Tell them to
How
not give
old
me
are
a
you?
lesbian
How come? Look,
as
how
a
old are you?
driving
20 years
instructor, and I'll
old.
pass.
You're like fucking 20 years old, and you don't have a driver's license. What the fuck is the matter with you?
What does it matter if
Well,
she's
I
a
get
lesbian?
it if you don't keep failing me.
Well, stop driving so
Well,
stupid.
The girl has short hair and tattoos all over her arm.
Yeah.
I'm doomed from the start.
But what did you do? What did you fail? Tell everybody what you failed.
I went to a stop sign and I creeped up slowly.
Uh-huh.
And said, no, you're supposed to stop for an hour.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
called a
supposed to
complete
creep up
stop, you
slowly."
dipkit. You're taking a driver's test.
Sir,
You're not
I'm
you're
a
not
fucking
out with
driver's
your
test.
dad
Could be playing
with your
Pokemon
permit.
Go and not paying attention.
Yeah.
Better driver than all of them combined.
And why were you discriminated against? Tell everybody. This is fascinating.
Because she's a feminist
Yeah.
and
How do you
I'm
know?
a guy.
How did you know she was a feminist?
She had tattoos and short hair and hairy legs.
Maybe he's right. You know.
She was.
Yeah.
That puke
Come to a
munching
complete
taco
stop, dude.
eating-
Why don't you look at it like the military? You're there to do one fucking thing. Pass that goddamn test. That means you do it 100%. You don't cut corners. You can fucking
Tommy.
you can fucking screw it up. You can do that because I do the same thing. I don't wait. I'd like fucking keep my halfway on the brake and the light turns. I'm out. Bow. But I
Tommy.
mean, it's a test. It's a test.
My name is Matthew.
Yes.
And
Why
I'm
didn't you
Arab
tell him you're Yusuf Islam? Or say, why don't you tell me you're a Muslim if she was such a feminist? Play the cards right. You look like you were hanging around Munich last week. So you probably could have passed. You should sit Assalamu alaikum. Hey, here you go. You passed.
I feel that would have the opposite effect.
With feminists, feminists love Islam.
This
You
is
think it would
my
have?
fault.
You think it would
This
have?
is my fault.
You
When
would
I
think it would have
saw
the
her,
opposite effect.
I should have ran to the hills. She's so prejudiced. The minute I saw her, I knew she was mean.
She hates white people.
She does.
You're not white. You're Arab.
Well, I'm
Next.
semi-whatever. I don't even know what I am.
You're
Fuck.
fucking Arab. You're Middle Eastern.
Was it?
My mom failed the
Michel
exam 3
Terrien's,
times.
You're such an Arab, Pure would not want you moving to his country. That's how much of an Arab you are. No matter how hot in hockey you were.
Don't teach me how to drive. I know how to drive.
You
Fuck
know how
you,
to
don't call
drive.
yourself
No, you
a
don't. You cannot pass a test. Was she French?
Yeah, she was French. Her name
Well,
was
you did not
Justine.
come. You did not come to a complete stop. Why don't you listen and do what you're told?
Ask my dad. I drove with my dad. He said I'm the best. I drove with my uncle. He said the
You're
best.
fucking-
My
what's
old
your dad
teacher
know?
said I'm
You
the
did-
best.
Yeah, you're best because but when they take these tests, they look for the little shit. Your dad should have prepared you for that. You
And
have to
she
do it-
fails me by 2%.
I'm not saying you're a maniac driver. What I'm saying is you're taking a test. You have to get 100%. You know, you got to
No,
do.
no,
You
trust
got to
me.
do. You got to do all the stupid stuff that the cops will never give you tickets for. You know what I mean? You didn't know that?
And then I have to wait a month because I live in the U.S. I'm gonna have to wait a
That's
month
not
to come
true.
back.
I got pulled over in November.
Oh no, but he's getting a Canadian license. Why don't you go for an American license in Maine then? Can you?
I didn't
I don't
know
even know if you can actually.
I don't know.
You might be able to.
Oh, fuck my life.
Oh, it's a boo baby. Frenchie Ben, what do you think we should do in Mecca? The French woman with the hairy legs and the short hair did not like him.
And the tattoo.
I'm
and the
not
bad
gonna
hat.
give him some tips because I want them. So,
it's hot. What, you get
but
a new microphone?
how come have you failed your test during the summer?
Yeah. How do you feel
I
it?
don't know.
Because I almost fail on my test, but it was winter and there was a snowstorm.
Really?
Frenchie, I honestly thought I was a good driver. I asked my old teacher.
It
she said,
doesn't
"No
matter
way you
if
can
you're a
fail
good
it."
driver. You're there to pass the fucking test. If I give you a test on fucking Hemingway and you
Tommy.
know the old man in the sea back and forth and up and down, but
If
you're
you-
like,
if
you
they
know what?
tell you to
You know what?
run
Fuck
over that
question
small
3. Fuck
child,
question 3. I know this shit. I'm not going to answer it. That's essentially what you did. You didn't answer it. You knew the shit, but you didn't answer the test on the question. You didn't answer the question on the test right. You have to go in there thinking it's going to be perfect. That's what you got to do. And if you knew
Listen
she was
here,
a hairy leg
goofball.
feminist,
I do one small mistake.
yeah,
That's
I know.
not worth-
That's
not
called
worth
it's
failing
called
by
life.
2%.
It's called life. It's called life. It's called life. It sucks.
Oh well, life. I'm gonna bend down and fart in life's face.
Oh,
Fuck life.
No. Life is gonna fart in your face, pal. I got news
I'll
for you.
fart in your face.
Oh,
Tommy.
yeah. Who are you gonna cry
Put your
to?
nose in my
Well,
ass,
start
I'll
telling
fart
everybody
in
you're
your
a Muslim, so everybody will feel
I'll let
fucking
out the
sorry
biggest
for you.
garlic
What kind of
fart
Arab are
in
you
your
anyway?
face.
What kind of Arab are you anyway? I would just tell everybody you're a Muslim and everybody should feel sorry for you. That's what I think.
Eat my farts, fag.
Yeah. Can't say fag.
I don't
How
know
dare
why,
you
but
say
my
fag.
nipples
How
are
dare
hard.
you say fag on my show? You know I can't monetize anything, and now you're saying fag? God damn it. Got some guy writing a script every time I post a link. Fucking shit.
Well, call me what you want. I don't care.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say fag anymore. If I get a what if I get a partner? You can't say fag anymore. Ridiculous.
This was the same in my piano contest. I would play Beethoven's sonata, whatever. The girl would play Gangnam Style, and the girl would.
A lot of you don't know this, but Matt Kazar's an accomplished pianist. He is.
You did say pianist, right?
Pianist. It's kind of faggy if you ask me. I don't want to play drums. I don't want to play bass. I want to play piano. Give me a piano, daddy.
Oh, my dad forced me. If I had the
did he?
choice, I'd play
All
guitar.
right.
or
I'll let you off on that one. I'm sure he forced. No, but no one wants to play piano.
something. My dad's borderline Asian.
Yeah. Why? Oh, but yeah, I know because he works you
Because
guys
he's like,
to death.
study. Go to school to study, not to make friends.
He's right though. You know that.
Play piano and ping
Do
pong.
you wait in line? Did he make you wait in line for school to open right after school was done for the day?
Yes.
Did he really? Yeah. Well, that's why you guys are smart. Middle Easterners and Asians in the United States, they make more money than white guys. You know that? Because their fucking parents make them go to school and shit. And you guys don't get laid when you're younger, and then you fucking first girl spreads her lip, you marry her, and then you make a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's not the
but
worst thing in the world.
I'm not really smart. I'm not really rich, and I'm not really.
Oh,
even
you're
Arab.
rich. I seen your house.
Oh, that's my dad.
Well, you're not rich, but you come from money, so you're still kind of in that mode. You know?
My dad's oil rich.
Yeah. The oil. Pulling teeth. Your dad's wish your dad was a vet. I think it'd be a lot of funny stories. Anyway, Frenchie Ben. You've been ignoring him. What's on your mind today, Frenchie Ben?
I've caught most of the show, and I think it was interesting when you talked about Bobby Hall.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a tough call
It is a tough
because I don't know where to draw the line. To me, a player can go to the Hall of Fame because of his performance in the game he played. So for me, Pete Rose should be there. It's tougher to do when these people did so many wrong things. For example, you said OJ, and we can say Chris Benoit.
Yeah, another one, Chris Benoit.
Yeah, so it's tough because to me, Chris Benoit is one heck of a wrestler, for example.
Sure, he's one of the best ever. You know, as far as in-ring ability. But what do you do? What do you draw the line? I don't know. I mean, obviously, Bobby, at least in one part of his life, was kind of a rotten guy. Who knows? Maybe he changed, too. I see people fucking snap out of it, you know, and become good people. It does happen.
I'd say probably rape and murder. You draw the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but in some cases, I began to read about Bobby Hall's case, and I don't know if he was charged for
He
everything.
got arrested
because-
for it once. I don't think he was convicted of anything, but he got arrested for it once.
Okay.
You know? And then he
But-
has
but
an
it
ex.
made- it
One of
made
his
me
other
search-
ex-wives, the one that he wasn't charged with, she said she used to beat him with a shoe. Now that's just an accusation. But you know, and then he hit a cop.
Yeah.
That's
what
just
they say.
stupidity.
Yeah, and or alcoholism, more than likely. That's the first thing. When I was reading all this stuff, I was like, this guy.
But I
drinks
don't
too
know
much.
if you talked about that or if we already talked about Bobby Ryan's life.
Bobby Ryan.
But
what he did?
Yeah, it made me think about that because last week his mother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know his background story?
No, I don't.
To everybody, if you're interested in hockey and life stories, go on YouTube and watch Bobby Ryan's documentary. Because can I read you something about Wikipedia?
Yeah, sure. What's wrong with Bobby Ryan? I don't know. He had some kind of issue. I'm not even familiar.
Oh yeah, it's a
Well,
a
some of
strange
this, I
story.
do want to end it because I got the beta podcast pretty soon. But like, what happened to him? Just and I'll go look into it. Maybe we'll talk about it.
I'm
next
gonna
week.
go fast. In
Okay.
his early life, Ryan was born Robert Shane Stevenson. So Bobby Ryan is not his real name.
Huh? Well,
He comes from New Jersey,
yes,
Cherry Hill,
Yeah.
and grew up in Collingswood,
Uh-huh.
attending Queen of Heaven for grade school. In 1997, his father he badly beat his mother in a drunken rage. So he left her hospitalized with broken ribs, a skull fracture, and punctured lung.
Jesus.
Ryan's father was charged with attempted murder and jumped bail, fleeing to Canada. His son and wife later forgave and joined him on the lam in Canada, living under assumed names.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
His father was a professional gambler, according to what I'm seeing now, and that's
That's
why he
right.
lived in South. That's why he lived in South Jersey. He's close to Atlantic City. That's probably why things were fucked up.
And he was arrested in 2000, and I guess he serves a sentence. Maybe he's out now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
probably.
haven't checked.
Arrested
But his
2000. story
story is really interesting.
He's kind of my kind of guy. That's interesting. Hey, I'm gonna take this call right here. Ricky, you're on the air. You're the only call I'm taking today.
Tommy, my
Yes,
fucking
sir.
man, I love you, dude.
I
And
love
miss your
you.
hair.
I love you. I love you.
I missed your hair, dude. Can I moan for you?
Yes, please. There you go.
Oh, Tommy.
Why don't you instead of moaning for me? Why don't you try to pick up a
See,
girl?
this
or
sounded
something?
like something you should have came in to call for Nerd and the Jerk last night over at Dead on Dave Productions.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? I should have. You're right. You're right.
Did you listen?
Tommy, but no, I love you again. I don't
Why?
know these other guys, but Tommy, I only love
Are you gay? Are you gay?
Tell Keemstar I love him too.
Okay.
alright?
Are you gay?
No, I'm not.
Then why are you flirting with me?
Why can't I?
You can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I'd just be more interested if you're.
I mean,
gay.
this is basically locker room talk, and that stuff goes
Yeah.
on anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
And you know what?
If you love
Whatever,
me
it's the
enough, would
internet.
you touch my penis?
I will.
Would you
And
in
second
person?
night-
Like if I
and
was doing a fan meetup in Buffalo, New York, you drive up there and fiddle my dick.
Totally. Or you can move to Canada. We'll do all day.
Are you a hockey fan?
Toronto Maple Leafs for the win.
All right. Well, they're never going to win anything, so I mean.
Are you trying to bait him?
I just want to know.
I'll talk to you later,
as
Tommy. I
I
love
get
you.
more famous, if I get more, talk to you later. As I get more famous, I want to know what sex acts people are willing to do with both male and female. I'm interested. You know, the guys are out of luck, but I don't know if Andy ever got sick. You know.
Or if they offer a significant amount of money. I mean,
Oh! Before I gotta go, I gotta tell you something. Somebody sent me a tweet. It was like David HD rules, and it said Tommy was hitting on some Irish slapper during one of his video game streams. Right? I don't know what a slapper is. That's probably some Celtic speak. I don't know. And then he called my wife a dog or a mutt or something. Who never did shit to him. And so they sent me the tweet. They said they said, I guess I'm hitting on this girl because my wife's such a dog. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't frame this all wrong. He said he did it while he was hitting on an Irish girl in a live stream when his wife wasn't there. What the
Oh,
fuck?
my-
I live in a 3-room apartment, you dipshit. And I've been doing this for how my Twitter feed's public. She follows me on Facebook. She's even liked Shot from the Point Facebook. Really? She even did that. And she knows what I've been doing for years. So I just I gotta be honest, it ticked me off. So I wrote back. I was like, that son of a bitch. I was like, he's lucky I didn't get stationed in Scotland. I probably would end up being his stepdad. And then we started hashtagging Dave's stepdad the fucking rest of the time. What a fucking... Why are these guys such... Like, you can't flirt with women? What the fuck's the difference? What am I going to do? Swim across a fucking ocean? You know, fly to fucking Scotland and bang abroad behind my wife's back? What are you, nuts? It's called playing around. But you know what? When you have a website that is exclusively has something to do with shaming, something tells me, David, and all your buddies that like that shit are probably really uptight with women and probably don't get too much either. Here's a tip. Make them laugh, have a good time, and when they're comfortable enough, flirt with them. And you might get a touch of a booby if you do that.
Having a face-to-face interaction may also
Yes.
help too, instead of sitting behind a laptop.
I'll
like
tell
we
you
are
what
right now.
doesn't work. Telling them how important you are. Tell them how fucked up the world is. Isn't it horrible that Keemstar does what he does, that he's on YouTube? Nobody cares. They just want a good time. Girls just want to have fun. So when girls come on here, they want to have fun, and I do too. And guess what? I can't bang them. I got 2 kids. I can't do anything about it. I can't sleep with any of them. My life is over. But when I was 28 years old, a lot even older than you, or 10 years ago, when I was about 28, I was having lots of fun because I wasn't so uptight and I wasn't so judgmental about the rest of the world. I took the world
Everybody's
as it
life
was.
would be so much better if nobody cared about anything.
Yeah, like Real Talk says, just smoke weed. You know, we're just having fun, Dave. Sorry, Devad. Sorry, Devad. Sorry, you can't get laid. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting him on. All right, say something really interesting, quick. You failed. I don't know why. I play fucking video games with that guy.
Have a nice weekend, Kevin.
Did you get a new microphone?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Say something really interesting, quick.
You blowing up Sousa was a good idea.
All right, you win. Now you can say something hockey related. Go ahead.
Hockey related. Okay. Evander Kane should be traded for the Habs just to amuse.
Instead of the Habs.
As if I don't have enough
Why not?
shit
You got
going on.
Radulov.
I bet he won't be.
Radulov and Evander Kane on the same line would be like the best.
Yeah, and then they fire
Michel
Subban.
Therrien.
The cancer line.
Then they need some douchebag centerman up there, like
The
Crosby
cancer
or
line.
something to mix it up.
Put Shaw, Radulov, and
Oh,
Kane on the
Kane
same
on the same
line.
team. The cancer line.
I'd promote to number 1.
All right. I'm going to get
That
the hell
would
out
be
of here.
beautiful.
All right, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. All right,
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Hey, everybody. Dead on Dave did this great raid podcast that I didn't watch yet, but it's really great. And I was supposed to do a promo
I'm
for
like
him.
a half hour in. It's pretty good.
It's fucking great. He had a Satanist?
Oh, you haven't seen the end?
I gotta watch
Satanist
it.
Dave.
of-
Oh, I didn't get
I'm
to
so
the
fucking
end yet.
busy, man. I
Choreographer.
feel so bad. I feel kind of betraying Dave a little bit. But there's a Satanist. What else?
Pornographer.
A pornographer,
fetishes.
a Satanist, and it's a really wacky show called The Nerd and the Jerk, and I guess they put him on the show, and it's on Dead on Dave Productions. He's a friend of the show. He's on our front page. I highly suggest you watch this badass podcast.
Jake gets
it's-
roasted.
Yes. Who gets roasted?
Jake.
Jake gets roasted?
He does.
The end.
He gets roasted. So
Oh, yeah.
like, and that's the thing. Dead on Dave and Jake are like members of the Shot from the Point team. So they're like doing it's. I heard it's a complete cluster wild fuck, you know. And Nerd of the Jerk's a great show. They talk about pop culture and stuff like that. It's a really really good show. And so did it live up to the billing? Because Dave was really excited about it. Hello, guys.
It was a good show. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
half hour in.
Really?
It's really good.
So check it out. Latest episode of Nerd Jerk. It's Dead on Dave Productions. Please go like and sub him. I really should have made a video. I was gonna I feel awful. I'm just a lousy friend. What do you guys want?
Yeah, I gotta cut out. I had a request earlier to take my hat off. They moved from the chin to seeing my hair now. So,
Donate.
so here,
Donate.
I'll give this for you.
Ah, we should ask for money. How do you not have blonde hair? That looks blonde to me.
What? I can't hear you. My headphones are off.
Oh.
What?
Doesn't his hair look blonde?
No, I'm not blonde.
Yeah, it looks blonde to me.
It's dark brown.
All right.
It's mocha with a bit of honey.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Description.
Fuck. You know what? I feel bad treating Susan that way. Hold on a second. I do. I feel
You're doing
awful.
a callback?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing callbacks with certain fans. I think.
I like this idea.
Yeah, because they can't get through, and they can't always get through.
Poor
All right,
Suze.
all right. Poor Susan. Sorry, Susan.
We call you back in French.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. I don't see because Susan's really good. He's on the. He's always been very loyal to us. Susie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Get out of my crease!